What's going on, boys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over the rank 1 weekly tactics. We're going to go through the defensive tactic, which is the 4-2-3-1 to close out the game, the 3-5-2, which is the attacking formation, and one to play for all aspects of the game, both defensively and offensively, the 4-3-2, which is more of a narrow approach to attack, and a 4-4-2, which is the wide formation or the comeback formation. And I'll show you both for new gen and old gen as well. So let's get it started. So the first is the 4-2-3-1. One thing that you may have noticed is we've just reduced the width and the depth. I think this is really the perfect balance that I think is the best thing to do now. We know crosses are very effective, and so are Travellas. It's wide enough where you're basically covering the pitch, but also narrow enough that you're not getting too exploited in the middle areas, which is the kind of the weakest points, I would say, of most formations now, is a driven pass straight through the defensive line. The defense style is balanced. Now, this is the formation you will start the game with, by the way. The build-up play, it's long ball. We left it on long ball. We did use fast build-up play. You can use either one. To be honest, I'm kind of varying between both of them right now. I'm trying out long ball if you want to, and I mentioned that last week because this is also the defensive formation to close the game out. A lot of people don't really pause the game and have time to change it manually, so leave it on long ball. I left it on balance when the game came out, but I think I've headed towards direct passing. If you're on old gen, you may prefer forward runs and you may want to increase the depth to about 60. But otherwise, the rest of it, you can copy it as it is. The players in the box, we've gone with 6, a pretty conservative amount as well. And then for the instructions, we've made some changes. So stay forward, stay central, getting behind for the striker. The cam is now unbalanced. Just because I think you need that cam to fill in that space. You can put him on comeback and defense, but I think balance is just fine as it is. As long as, unless you got Messi here who's low, you're pretty much fine with that. Again, to the box for cross, and the outside cams are comeback and defense. Don't forget, these players are wingers. They're not cams, they're wingers, by the way, guys. So don't forget, these guys are going to be playing as left mids and right mids. Remember that. And the Lamb and the Ram are always wingers. They're not central players. So no Kevin De Bruyne here. You need someone that's fast. And Neymar, Mbappe, Zaha, Son, etc. Both CDMs are cut passing lanes, stable attacking, cover center. If I need to, I will trigger one CDM forward myself. Sometimes if I need to, but most of the time I don't. And stay back, conservative overlap for both the left back and right backs. As I said, I will start the formation with this formation. And that's one that I'll close the game out with as well. If I am, for example, winning, or if I'm winning 2-1 or 3-1, or the last couple of minutes of the game, I can always use hug the sidelines to make it more defensive, make it more wider to help against constant pressure. If I'm really struggling against pressure, I put this to balance, I put this to balance, and I put slow build up play, and that normally just sorts the issue out. I just pause that and do that manually. Then we go over to the 3-5-2. I mentioned this yesterday. I've also altered some things just for myself as well. Now, don't forget, when you're defending in this formation, guys, the 3-5-2, don't forget you defend in a 5-3-1-1. So these guys, they come back. So you create that 5. One of the strikers in this case comes back, or the left striker comes back to create a 3-1-1. So defends in a 5-3-1-1. So I think it's probably going to stay into the end of the year. It's hard to get rid of this formation. It's honestly one of the best. 40 width and 47 depth. It's quite a narrow formation as it is. If you're on old gen, you may want to increase the depth. And actually, you might want to actually decrease the depth actually on old gen, just because of less dribbling with 3-5-2. Long ball is what we've gone for again. I think it's probably the best system now. We know with the L1 triggers, the German crosses, all those players making those runs going forward, you ideally want to get in behind function. That's what long ball is. Basically means in the first 2/3, those players are going to be making those runs going forward. We got direct passing again, similar to we have on the 4-2-3-1. Again, if you're on old gen, you may prefer forward runs. I do anyway. But if you're on new gen, definitely direct passing. The width, you might have seen yesterday's video, I put 55. I personally prefer 40. I released it with 55 because I think most of you guys would prefer 55. I prefer the team to be a bit more narrow, especially the attack. So I've gone with a width of 40 as opposed to 55. And the players on a box are on 5 because I don't personally cross the ball in that much. Then we head over to the instructions. So stay central, get in behind for both of them. The one that's defensive on comeback and defense, I'm just using Mbappe there. I got extremely lucky and I packed him. Don't even ask, just got so lucky and I packed him. Cam's on stay forward, get into the box across. It's important he's on stay forward, as it won't work. The left mid, right mid will come back in defense, get it behind conservative. So they're still going to get into the box regardless. So we're overriding because people always say, oh, you only got 5 players in the box, but you don't need to, because the instructions, they override that. And that's what I'd say. Don't forget, in this formation, as you can see on the right hand side here, that player is going to come back on the fence. It depends which way. So if Mbappe comes back, then that means Valverde will go here and Park Ji-sung will be over here. If it was Ronaldo coming back, then Ronaldo go here, Park Ji will go in the middle, and then Val will go on the left hand side. So just remember that it depends. You can choose whichever player you want. You don't have to choose the exact player. Both CDMs on cut pass on any step while attacking cover center. One of them you can leave them unbalanced, as I mentioned, if you want to. A lot of people are complaining about this formation being too attacking. It's not. It's one of the most defensive formations. The only weak point is the counter attacks. So stay back for both of them for every single person. If you want this to be more attacking, just trigger these guys manually yourself or leave them on balance. But I'd recommend just triggering them yourself with the L1 button. The simplest solution, to be honest. Left back and right back. Left hand back, right hand back on overlap. If you struggle with attack and you really struggle, just put these on default. Stay back while attacking. But overlap just makes it a bit more tagging. And when you go out, they basically spread a bit more wider. And it can allow you to pass the ball down the wings. Now, I do use hug the sidelines with this 3-5-2 tactic. You need to have fast players here, guys. I don't want to hear about no Ruben Diaz. I don't care who's told you what. You cannot use Ruben Diaz with lengthy. It's not a justification, especially not with a 3-5-2. You're fine with Division 10. You're up against a pro player who knows what he's doing. You're going to get destroyed with Ruben Diaz. So please do not use someone here with 60 pick. Because everyone keeps saying, oh, there's holes in my defense. What do you expect if you're using a defender with 60 pace? Doesn't matter what length he says or not. If you do want to get better at FIFA 23, I do have a FIFA School Series. But just before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say that because I've been running my paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series successfully for many years, and thousands of others have joined already and still stay on. This is for all levels of those that want to improve on FIFA, and you won't find these videos on my YouTube channel. These videos are in a progressive systematic learning system that teaching you everything from the core mechanics of FIFA to the meta, so you can get better at FIFA as a whole, not just this game, with examples and explanations that go beyond the scope of YouTube videos. With new videos coming out every single week, these videos also adjust to recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better. Patreon.com/NilGuides, link is down below in the description. Now when you join, we already have a library of hundreds of videos that are specifically made for both new gen and old gen, with new videos in FIFA 23 getting added every single week. We also have an additional group coaching as well that we started this year due to high demand and high request. And don't forget, guys, it's a money back guarantee. So if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is the Nil Guides guarantee. Anyway, link is down below in the description. Patreon.com/NilGuides. But anyway, back to the video. There we go, over to the 4-3-2-1. Don't forget, this actually defends in a 4-4-2. But it attacks in a 4-3-2-1, as you can see on the screen. So we've got pressure possession loss. As I mentioned, you can leave this on balance if you find this to be too attacking. I use pressure possession loss. I'll explain this already in the 4-3-2-1 video. Feel free to check that out if you want more detail in regards to that. 40-55, long ball, direct passing, 30 and 5. Now don't forget, you do defend in a 4-4-2 with this. And the way you actually do this is when you go to instructions, the players that you want to come back on the fence. So for example, I want Mbappe here to come back and create the midfield 4. So I'm saying to the game, when I'm out of possession, I want Mbappe to go over here, and then Correa will go center mid, Valverde will go next to him, and Park Ji-sung will go to the right mid. So you can always just modify your players. So of course, if I want Mbappe to come back, then I want Correa to be a right mid. Just put cover wing on the right mid, the right center mid player. That's how it defends in a 4-4-2. He goes here, he goes here, he stays like this, he's like this. Simple. Ronaldo and Neymar go there and strikers. So these two on stay forward, stay central. One of them's on get it behind, being Neymar, the person that comes from deep. Mbappe is the person that makes the left mid, stay central, come back and defense, get it behind. He makes those darting runs into the middle, which is very much unmarked. It's really why I like this formation. A lot of you guys love this formation as well. The center mid, stay back while taking cover, center, edge of the box. This is like the Kante, the Valverde, the stay back while attacking player, the Vieira. The set Pardew Sung is just a centre mid, gets the job done. And then Correa is basically a right mid. So when we defend, he defends as a right mid. But when we attack, he's a right centre mid. We got him unbalanced to get into the box or cross cover wing. Left back and right back, stay back and overlap. Pretty much simple as that. The rest are all on default. If I've not gone through the goalkeeper, they're going to be on default. So it's only if I've changed something, I would go over the goalkeepers. And then we just go over to the 4-4-2, just copy and paste. This is the wide formation. Let's say I'm losing in a game. I'm losing 1 or 2-0. And I will normally go to this formation. But truthfully speaking, it's because we defend with a 4-4-2 with this formation. If I want to play wide, I just go to the 3-5-2 because it's a 4-4-2 in your attacking with an extra cam. So if I want to defend in a 4-4-2, then I go to this formation. But if I this formation is just purely comeback. But I need to get back into the game because the 3-5-2 already has a 4-4-2 in it. So why do I need to change to another formation? You see, this is the whole idea behind this. Maybe I probably did this a bit too early thinking about this, but this is a 4-4-2 with a cam. It's a 4-2-3-1 with an extra striker, and it's a 4-1-2-1-2 with a left mid and right mid, everything together. Maybe it's a bit too early for everyone to understand this now. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about for those of the veteran viewers, but if you're new here, you may not understand this too much now, but you will see exactly what I mean as time goes on. But this is the comeback formation, fast build up play, get the ball up quickly. And we've made some few changes, so these copy and paste these. And from last week, the final thing that we have done is we removed cut inside. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't suit my play style. And we put both of them on get forward. We just put one center edge of the box for cross, so you don't get counter attacked if you do lose the ball. And he's not so far away. He's always just going to be on the outside of the box. The other one get into the box for a cross. You can do it either way. I just put Llorente there. I normally sub Correa. If I'm going ultra, I normally just sub Correa off and then I put someone there. That's why, in case you're wondering, you're centre mid, because I normally just sub Correa off and put someone else like a Goretzka, for example. Someone who can do the box-to-box work and stay back conservative overlap for these players. Don't forget, you want to have these guys on come back in defense because you want to defend in a 4-4-2 in a unit. Anyway, so if you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching. And don't forget, join my FIFA School Series, patreon.com/Nil Guys. You can click on a link actually just over here, highlights on the screen, take you to my Patreon series. Don't get back after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is a Nil Guys guarantee. Link is down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, of course. I'll catch you next time.